What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is of course the start of the fall camp preview series. We did this last year here on the channel and we're starting it up again. I am starting it a little early this year, but frankly, I cannot talk about NIL anymore. I am so ready for the season to start. So today we are talking ball. And before we get into it, I do want to thank today's video sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a ticketing service that takes tickets from all over the web and puts them into one very easy to find place. It is truly your one-stop shop for football tickets. Basketball, baseball, hockey, you name it, you'll find it on SeatGeek. They even grade every single listing on a scale from 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a fair deal or not. And now SeatGeek is hooking my subscribers up with $20 off your first order when you use my promo code TrojanBlade at checkout. Thank you so much, SeatGeek. Now let's get back into this video. All right, so first episode of the fall camp preview series. We will obviously be starting with the quarterbacks today. So far in the Lincoln Riley era at USC, we have not had a lot to worry about or even think about when it comes to this position. It's been the Caleb Williams show since game 1 against Rice in 2022. And for the first time, we have a quarterback competition. Now, do I have questions about the legitimacy of that competition? 100%. If you've listened to this channel for any amount of time, you know that I am firmly in the camp that this is Miller Moss's team. He will take the first snap against LSU, barring something unforeseen. But talking more about Miller Moss. Now, if you had asked me what the chances were that Miller would be the starter before the Holiday Bowl, I would have said 10% max. Lincoln Riley had seen Miller in practice every day for 2 years, and his conclusion was that we need to go after Will Howard. And we've all known guys like this where they just need one shot in a real life game setting and they look like a completely different player. And to say that Miller took the ball and ran with it would be a major understatement. 6 touchdowns, full control of the offense, and as amazing and transformative as Caleb Williams was for us, this was the Lincoln Riley offense in its purest form. Watching that game back the 8 times that I have, it reminded me so much of that 2017 Oklahoma offense with Baker Mayfield. Miller and Lincoln were seeing the field the exact same way. The ball was out on time and he trusted his wideouts. Miller won the job that night. You see all these off-season videos the program has put out, and it's clear that he's the leader of the team. This is year 3 for him in this Lincoln Riley offense, which was no doubt tuned to suit Miller's game this offseason. As plainly as I could possibly say it, Miller is your unquestioned starter in 2024. Now, I am expecting big things from him this year. Are we going to see some of those crazy highlight plays that we saw with a guy like Caleb Williams? Probably not, but I do think the offense is going to be more efficient. I think we're going to score a boatload of points, and I think Miller is going to play himself into that Heisman conversation. Now, having said all of that, that doesn't mean we won't see the other guys play, because I think we will, and of course that leads us to our newest player in this room, former UNLV quarterback Jayden Maiava. Now, Jayden is a fascinating player. The similarities to Sam Darnold are almost comical just because there's so many. 6'3", 220 pounds, wears number 14, insane creative playmaking, starting the year behind a guy that's waited his turn, starting the year against an SEC school in a neutral site. I mean, it's crazy how many there are, but while Jayden does have that incredible playmaking brilliance at times, last year at UNLV, and I've watched as much UNLV tape as I could get my hands on, but some of the decision making is among the worst I've seen. I mean, just some absolutely brutal picks, some drop picks that honestly should have been caught by defenders, but that's why he's here. If there's one coach in America that can take all the positives that Jayden brings to the table and X out all the other stuff, it's Lincoln Riley. And like I mentioned earlier, I do think we're going to be seeing Jayden on the field. We saw it in the bowl game with the Jake Jensen read option package on 4th down. Jayden will take that role over this year, and he's going to be very good at it. Whether you need a battering ram down near the end zone or you need to pick up a 4th and short on your own 30-yard line, Jayden will be able to do that for you. He's a big guy that really plays behind his pads when he takes off running. But speaking of Jake Jensen, he is the 3rd and final quarterback in this room. That's right, no more Malachi Nelson. But Jake is a guy that as 3rd QB options go, I think he's fantastic. Love the mobility, 3rd year in this Lincoln Riley offense. If you're in an emergency break glass situation, Jake can come in, and I'm confident Lincoln could manufacture something from this Trojan offense. And if anything happens to Jayden Maiava, you will of course see Jake take over that running quarterback role. But when taking a look at the room as a whole, let's start from the baseline that any Lincoln Riley quarterback room is going to get my blind faith and stamp of approval until proven otherwise. If that guy hasn't banked enough trust in the quarterback development department, then I don't know what we're even talking about here. Miller Moss, in my opinion, and I've gotten a ton of flack for saying this, but I believe it to be true, I think Miller Moss has the chance to end his career as the most beloved Trojan of all time. And I mean that when I say it. A guy that committed to Clay Helton, stayed when Jackson Dart committed as well, stayed when Caleb Williams came in, stayed again after Caleb won the Heisman, and then when Will Howard was rumored to be coming in, he didn't back down, he didn't cower, He planted his cleats in the ground and he absolutely crushed it. If he wins the Heisman this year and takes us on a deep playoff run, I just don't see how he isn't at the very least on the Mount Rushmore of USC quarterbacks. I'm rooting for him, I know you're rooting for him, and I cannot wait to see him light up that LSU secondary. Alright guys, so that will do it for the QBs. The running back episode will be dropping on Friday, and then we do have a viewer comment episode dropping on Monday, so follow all the socials that are linked down below to see the post calling for questions, or join the Trojan Blade Discord that's linked down below as well to be first up for questions. And if you guys did happen to enjoy the video today, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You guys are all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.